What do you want out of life? Why are you clicking on this video? A good friend of mine recently watched some of the videos we've posted here, said to me, I know you got this background in real estate and investing and finance, and you're a lawyer and you're an investor and you understand how private equity works and syndication and all that. That's great. But who are you really? You are the New York City born and raised Italian that all of us know you as. You're aggressive, you're uncompromising, and you're true. You're genuine and you're honest. What you see is what you get. And it doesn't come through when we watch these videos. So I watched a few myself. And he's right. So what do I want? What do I want out of this channel? I like helping other people. I enjoy being able to pass along what I've learned from my experience and education and knowledge as an investor, as a real estate attorney. I enjoy passing that along and helping others. Obviously, as an attorney, I get paid for that, but I enjoy helping those who can't afford coaching and consulting with real estate investors with a decade of experience. So that's why I started this channel. I started this channel during a coronavirus global pandemic where everybody feels down on their luck. And I'm stuck at home like most of us and most of you who are watching. I might as well do something good. Give back. I've always been big on volunteering. So what do I want? I want to help you build your confidence, because a while back I was very insecure about what I could accomplish in life and what my capabilities were. Now I've started to realize what they are. I've been an attorney and an investor for a decade, and I am starting to scratch the surface of what my true capabilities are. And I'm seeing the fruits of my labor and the results that I have worked my ass off for. So again, I ask you, what do you want? Why are you watching this video? Why are you clicking on YouTube videos about real estate and finance and investing? You could be sitting on a couch, sipping a beer, watching a sitcom, football, Sports Center for the 50th time in a row. But you're watching this video and you're watching others like it on YouTube. So have you asked yourself, what do I want? Let me tell you a story that summarizes what I want. I grew up in New York City, an Italian kid with an aggressive attitude and a mother who worked 3 jobs so she could support my younger sister and I as a single parent. It wasn't always easy. But I grew up with kids who were just like me. We didn't know any different. It wasn't uncommon for people that I knew to live in a 2-bedroom apartment with 3-4 siblings and their parents, or one parent. A lot of broken homes. A lot of people whose parents were in and out of jail or working menial jobs and working around the clock to support the family and barely making ends meet. And I saw all my friends say, hey, I'm going to do a union job like my father, or I'm going to go and hang out on the street corner and make that money. And I thought to myself, do you know anybody who's done any of that and found great success? Now, there's nothing wrong with getting a union job and working hard, but I'm guessing if you were content with that, you wouldn't have clicked on this video. You wouldn't even be watching this channel. You'd be sitting on the couch watching football. And that's okay, because a lot of people are content with that. And God bless. But that is not how I'm built. And that's probably not how you're built. That is why you want more. But what more do you want? And how are you going to get there? So the whole point of this channel is to build your knowledge and build your confidence while we build your knowledge, so you can go take those steps, because action is what actually creates results. Talking about it does nothing. You have to actually act in order to get something out of what you want, in order to accomplish something and push yourself to that next level and see real, tangible achievement. Is that what you want? Good. Keep watching. Like I said, I grew up a young kid in New York City with a single parent, and I saw all my friends following the footsteps of all these older cousins, fathers, and uncles, and other father figure types who never accomplished anything themselves. And for me, that didn't make sense. And somehow, through it all, I managed to avoid all the pitfalls that kids growing up in New York City tend to unfortunately fall into. And I found myself in college. And then I got out of college and I still had no clue what I wanted to do. And I worked jobs here and there. And then somebody put me on to real estate. I grew up watching neighborhoods go from depressed to up and coming to gentrified to luxury neighborhoods. The same neighborhood that when I was a young kid was not a great neighborhood is suddenly selling $1 million one-bedroom condos 20-something years later. How did that happen? I wanted to know how one individual could be overseeing and making the calls on the development and construction of a major residential luxury building. How does that happen? How do you get to that point? Who is that guy? Now it's drilled into our heads that you have to know somebody. You have to have an Ivy League education. It's somebody's father, a lot of nepotism that gets you in those doors. And to a degree, that's true. Now I've seen it. To a degree, that's true. But every one of those families started with one person who worked their ass off to learn what they needed to learn, actually take the action and steps they needed to take, and really do so diligently and smartly with confidence to get a portfolio that was big enough that they could train their children and hand it off. And those children train the next generation and so on. And especially here in New York, you have some major real estate families that are multi-generational. That's what I want. I love that I can enjoy life. I can spend time with my kids out in nature and swimming and fishing and teaching them about all the things that exist in the world and going on adventure hikes and exploring the oceans, the bays, the mountains, all of that. That's what I want out of life. That's what I enjoy. But you can't do that if you're constantly worried about paying the bills. I know that because that's how we grew up. That's how a lot of you watching grew up. So what do you want and how do you want to get there? Once you figure out the answer to that, all you got to do is take the steps that are necessary. Make the small goals that lead you to the long-term goals. Step by step, one day at a time. If you're constantly learning and acting and getting out there and looking for properties and learning what different terminology means and getting up on the jargon and understanding how to construct an actual deal, whether you're house hacking or pooling money together with friends and family in order to go buy a commercial building. You can't do it unless you put forth the effort and take the steps necessary. So keep watching because we're going to start to teach you some of what you need to know. And if there's things you want to know that we're not teaching you, leave it in the comments. Take the actual action to ask for what you want. Because if you don't ask for what you want, guess what? You don't deserve it. If you can't even open your mouth to say, this is what I want, if you know how to do it, teach it to me, then you don't deserve to learn it. And if I don't know how to teach it to you, I'll tell you. I'm not going to BS you. But I'm pretty damn sure I know a lot more than you do. Because I've been doing this for a decade as an attorney and as an investor. And I want to share it with you. And I want to get you to that next level because getting you to the next level helps me get to the next level of where I want to be as well. So let's do it. Click like, click subscribe, and I'll see you next time.